What's up everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we finally have the patch note for the upcoming update tomorrow, and we have some news about the guild boss, some details about the skills and some new skills for Thanatos here. So we are going to talk about everything during this video and also talk about the championship evolution. So, first of all, here we are gonna all receive 2 normal dragon scales and 2 superior dragon scales on July 13th. And this is gonna be great because remember, if you saw my if you watched my previous videos, here the dragon scales are gonna be used to increase the rarity of your gear. You can increase only one time. I forgot to mention that on my previous video, but you can enhance only one time one piece of gear. So if it is an epic one, you can enhance to a legendary, but then you won't be able to increase from legendary to mythic gear. But still, it's really interesting. You can have 2 normal and superior dragon scales for free on July 13th. That's pretty nice, and I wish you the best rolls you can have. Then we have some information about the banner. I already talked about them. I'm gonna pull a lot of summons because I need at least 1 copy of Popper here. I would like some exclusives on Chardonnay, and the other heroes are great, especially because you are gonna have the new guild boss and you have to use different heroes. Okay, you can use apparently 1 hero per week. And you have different theme for the guild boss. You need some bleeders, you need some poisoners, a poison team, a bleeder team, a burn team, an HP burning team, a direct damage team, and a multiple dot team. This is the kind of buffs you can buy before your fights against the guild boss. And so if you have Chardonnay, this is a great support and bleeder. He is amazing. If you have Popper, he is gonna be a great hero for direct damage because he can lower the defense and the tenacity of the target by a lot. And if you have Ikinash, he is the best direct damage dealer for a guild boss. If you have Eric, he is an interesting burner hero, but you have better solutions today. And HAL 9000 is a tank for many content in the game, but probably not for the guild boss. So let's talk about the double the legend this Friday. The first legendary hero you are gonna summon, you are gonna get another one for free. It can occur only one time, and remember that you are gonna have a banner, but if you have a hero outside of the banner with the double the legend, then it won't count as a hero outside of the banner. It's not taking part of the event. So you have a guarantee. 2 heroes summoned outside of the banner, the third one is guaranteed to be inside of the banner, but it doesn't count for the double legend hero. So next week we are gonna have the Gift of Heaven, during which you can summon some excellent and supreme wishes to accumulate some points and get a legendary Phantom Dragon Eye. As I'm saying all the time, it's more like an investment. You're gonna summon, you're gonna pull for these heroes this week, and maybe you are gonna accumulate a bit of wishes for next week, and so I recommend to use a Psalm if you want. So over time, maybe in few months, you are gonna get a legendary Phantom Dragon Eye. This is what I'm doing at least. And then we are gonna have a free regression potion, an event, a free regression event on July 13th during Thanatos Rework. That means if you already built Thanatos at least Awaken 1 before the event take place, then you are going to be able to regress him. If you build Thanatos, if he was Awaken 0, and if you decide to build him during the event, you won't be able to regress him, so be careful about that. So, talking about the new guild boss here, you are going to be able to challenge him once a week, but remember that you can use only 1 time a hero per week, so be careful with the teams you are going to use. But don't worry, because you are going to be able to use the test feature if you don't know what it is. If I go on the game here, at the moment on the current guild boss you have the battle test option here. If you click here, you can run the fight like this. So this is how it does work, okay? And you are going to be able to do that and try your different teams against the new guild boss, and this is so great. So you are going to be optimal on the first day already. So go back on the update. Here we have the skills of the boss. So on the basic attack, he's gonna target one hero and remove all the buffs from that hero. Then he's gonna put Gaze of Hatred on that hero, and when your hero with that debuff is gonna cast a skill, he is gonna cast the basic attack but strengthened on that hero with some crit rate and crit damage bonus. This is considered as a pursuant attack, but I don't think if it does make a difference. But still, you are gonna take a lot of damage from the basic attack, and he is gonna be really annoying because he can remove your buffs twice in a row. The first time when he used the skill on your hero, and the second time when your hero he targeted first use a skill. So be careful about that. Maybe it's gonna be really hard to manage our buffs, but it's interesting. So first active skill here, he is gonna deal 3 stages of damage to all enemies. He has a chance to reduce your attack by 40%, your defense by 60%, and your tenacity by 60%. So that's 3 debuffs in a row. You are gonna need probably a cleanser. So maybe he is not gonna be he's not gonna deal a lot of damage on the first turns because he is the same kind of boss as the world boss we had before, because if you have a look here on the passive, he has a multiple HP bar, and it works the same as for the world boss. Here, for example, every time you are gonna kill him one time, he's gonna restore all his max HP and get some attack and defense increased by 50%, and effect hit and effect raise increased by 10%, and max HP 100% more max HP, and he is gonna get also 10% more damage per turn. So over time, probably he's gonna hit a lot, but on the first turns, probably he is gonna be easy to tank, and we are gonna deal a lot of damage to him and place our debuffs efficiently on him. On the 20th turn, as always, as on every world boss or guild boss, he is gonna nuke our entire team. But that boss is also immune to speed down, slay, and HP exchange effects. So on his ultimate, he's gonna freeze your entire team, and then he's gonna deal 2 stages of attack to them and remove the freeze. If he can freeze your heroes with that attack, then the extra attack he's gonna deal is gonna inflict more crit rate and crit damage to your heroes. So if you're using heroes with some buffs to prevent your team being controlled, then it's gonna help a lot. But I don't know, we are gonna have to see how much damage we can deal on the boss. If we can reach the highest milestone without taking heroes to cleanse our heroes, etc., maybe it's gonna be interesting. But here you have to resist the freeze to avoid taking too much damage, and cleanse the defense down and the tenacity down to avoid taking too much damage too, and also the attack down to be able to deal a lot of damage to him. So the skills are pretty interesting, but now you are gonna have a buff list. I was talking about that before, but I'm gonna give you more detail about it. So every time you are gonna try to beat the boss, every time you're gonna fight against the boss, before entering the fight, you are gonna have to choose one buff from the list. And it's gonna depend on the team you are using. For example, if you are using a direct damage team, the first buff here is gonna increase your direct damage by 100% on the boss, and you are gonna get some unique buffs here up to 10 layers, and every one of these buffs is gonna increase your crit damage by 22%. So if you are running with a full direct damage team, for example with AhkTaar, this is the one I am using, then you are gonna deal a lot of damage. Then you are gonna have that one, it's gonna increase the the burn damage taken by the boss by 100%, and every time you are gonna inflict a detonation, you are gonna put flammable matter on the boss, increasing the burn damage taken by 50%. So full burn team here, and then full poison team here. Poison damage increased by 100% on the boss, and you have some more stuff right here. More poison damage taken every time you're gonna inflict a layer of poison to the boss, up to 100 layers, so 70% poison damage in bonus in total. So it can be really interesting. I'm gonna show you some teams you can use. And then you have also a bleed damage taken increased by 100%, and you have some. After each ally acts for 1 turn, the next attacker will act 2 extra turns, and the duration of all buffs owned by this attacker will be extended by 1 turn. So full bleed team, and here another kind of dot damage, HP burnings. So you are not gonna take some HP reduction on your heroes, such we have on the guild boss number 6. So you can use your HP burning team here. 100% more HP burning inflicted to the boss, and if an ally's HP is full, then your HP burning damage is gonna be increased by 50%. And finally, you have the multiple dot team. For every 1 dot debuff owned by the enemy, increases all damage taken by 35%. When the enemy has 3 or more dot debuffs, it's gonna increase all damage taken by 50%. So you can use 3 different kind of dots and a direct damage hero. All sources of damage are gonna deal more damage if you have 3 or more dots on the boss. Different dots, I mean. Pretty interesting. So let's talk about the teams, because we are gonna have the boss tomorrow, and I have different kind of teams. So if we have a look here, this is the first team I am using. This is a full burn team, but I'm gonna replace, this is the team I'm currently using with Lydia, so I can save my Nicholas for another team. Here maybe I'm gonna have to replace Little Jack in that team, because that one is dealing a crazy amount of damage, or maybe I'm gonna replace Little Jack by someone else here. Maybe I'm gonna replace Little Jack here, but this is a full poison team, 400 million damage against the guild boss, a classic guild boss. If I show you that team, for example, here 10 turns, the boss is dead, okay? Here, if I show you that team, but there is also Little Jack, but maybe I can change Little Jack by another one. Here, if I try that, 20 turns, 431 million HP dealt to the boss. The boss is dead on the turn number 20. I have another kind of team. Where is the world boss? We can't access the world boss, so I have another team. I'm gonna show it to you. You have to choose, where are they? Yeah, but I need Ben Austin also, I need Rista, so I'm gonna have to change my heroes. I need Catherine, I need Nicholas, and I need also Aikina. So this is another team dealing 400 million to the guild boss number 6. You have a cleanser here, you have speed buffs, etc. A lot of damage thanks to Aikina and Rista here. So this is another kind of team. Then you have some bleed team. Maybe you can use Chardonnay, because he can also increase the speed of your heroes, protect them, deal a lot of damage to the boss, and put deep bleed to the boss, so 50% more bleed damage to him, and heal your heroes if you have the exclusive 3. So maybe you can use this kind of team with also, where is he? With also Nidrold, maybe, with also Lysander, the other new bleeder. There are many kind of teams you can use, and you can use your Hezenja and your Melia, because he's gonna take more HP burning damage in one specific team. So we have in fact many things to try, and this is so interesting. So enough talk about the new guild boss, let's talk about other stuff here. We are talking about the normal dragon scale and the superior dragon scale. It take effects on the equipment and artifacts, okay? We are gonna be able to get them against the guild boss, the new one, the daily supply, so this is the calendar, the monthly calendar, and from the battle order. Probably if we buy one, I don't remember, I don't know exactly. So then some features adjustments. They are gonna adjust the rules for obtaining points in the guild arena, so maybe things are gonna change in the ranking. I'm curious to see. Then on the battle order level 20, they are gonna change the random faction artifact chest to a faction artifact selection chest. This is gonna be so great. This is gonna be so great. Now you have more chance to have the artifacts you need. So I love that a lot. And then, I don't know what it is, but adjusted the rewards on the Hero Quest Pack XL. So, if I go to the game, and I hope it's not gonna be that, but normally, at the moment we have the Hero Quest here, and once you finish it, normally you have a legendary Phantom Dragon Eye for 40 euros, and this is a super cheap Phantom Dragon Eye. I really do hope that they didn't change that reward. Otherwise it's gonna be so bad. This is the cheapest way to get a legendary Phantom Dragon Eye today, but since they also reduced the number of packs you can buy on the monthly pack here from 3 to 1, I think they are gonna change that, and it would be such a pain to not have that pack anymore. So I hope they won't change that. So go back on here and let's talk about Thanatos Rework. So I'm gonna talk only about the new skills. On the basic attack, he's gonna remove all the buffs from a single enemy and deals 2 stages of attack damage, up to 300% attack damage to a single enemy. That's great to be able to remove all the buffs from the targets on the basic attack. It's gonna change many things, and especially for PvP, you are gonna see that he's gonna be interesting for PvP. On the passive, he's gonna grant self ghost for 3 turns at the beginning of the wave, and he's gonna take 26% less damage from enemy targets that are not under life extortion. He can inflict that with another skill on 1 target only, and deals 50% more damage to an enemy under life extortion. So almost nothing changed on the passive, but he's gonna take 2% less damage here from targets that are not under life extortion. Okay, not a big change for so far. Then on the ultimate here, he's gonna inflict life extortion on a single enemy and deals 820% attack damage, so it's more than before. And also he's gonna reduce the healed effect and the shield effect of enemies under life extortion by 40%, so this is the same as before. And there could be only 1 enemy under life extortion status at one time. At the beginning of his turn, he inflicts life extortion on the enemy with the lowest amount of HP percentage if there is no enemy under life extortion. So nothing changed here, just a bit more damage on the ultimate. But the exclusives totally changed, and they are gonna be interesting mostly for PvP, I think. So exclusive level 1. After casting the first active skill, he's gonna gain 1 layer of soul, and it's gonna increase his crit rate by 10% and the crit damage by 25%, up to 6 layers. So if you cast 6 times the first active skill, he's gonna get 60% more crit rate and something like 150% more crit damage. This is a lot. So over time, he's gonna deal a lot of single targeted damage, I think, so he can be really interesting. And remember that with the basic attack, he can remove all the buffs from the target, so probably he's gonna be a great hero to have in PvP, and also against bosses with direct damage heroes. Soul will not be removed upon death or at wave transition, so it's pretty interesting for dungeons. And if Thanatos has Ghost, extends Ghost duration by 1 turn, otherwise grant self Ghost for 1 turn. So he's gonna remain invisible for longer than before. Pretty interesting. Exclusive number 2. When an enemy without life extortion acts, enemies under life extortion are gonna lose 8% of their current max HP directly, up to 12% of Thanatos max HP. And this is gonna be great for PvP, because maybe you can kill faster the targets under life extortion thanks to that. When the same target suffers from this HP reduction continuously, it's gonna increase the DHP deduction by 1%, and the cap of Thanatos max HP by 1.5%, and the target can lose up to 16% of max HP at once, caps at 24% of Thanatos max HP each time. And this stack, be careful, because it's gonna reset if the target's life extortion change. So Exclusive number 3. When he casts the ultimate, it's gonna ignore Immortal and damage immunity. This is a huge feature for PvP. Also because we have Nordak today with a big shields and Immortal and no damage immunity, so it's gonna help a lot probably for PvP. And we have also Elsa exclusive 3 that can provide an Immortal, so maybe you can use Thanatos after the rework to beat these kind of teams. Pretty interesting. If the target survives from soul chasing, Thanatos is gonna get 1 layer of soul cage, increasing the damage dealt by the ultimate by 40% up to 2 layers, so 80% in total. So if you are fighting against the boss, the damage you are gonna deal over time with Thanatos or maybe gonna be really interesting. And maybe against a Nordak team in PvP, sorry, maybe over time you are gonna be able to deal a crazy amount of damage with your Thanatos if you can stay alive. So the rework seems pretty interesting. Tell me what you think about everything in the comment below. And I almost forgot to talk about the championship here. As you can see, I got eliminated before the finals here, but I had such a slow chance to win. I mean, if you have a look to the battles here, this is the teams. I won these 2 teams, okay? But then that team here, my Ascindo is not fast enough, because if I had that team against that team here in the bottom, for example, I know that his space has a 3440 speed, so she is faster, she would play before my Ascindo, so I would have lost. Same comment, if I had that team here, I would have lost also, because they are Benostin to protect from controls, there is a Catherine to cleanse the controls and bring heal to deal a lot of damage to my heroes, so probably I wouldn't have survived. And same comment for other teams. That one can't beat that team, that one can't beat that team, and that one probably can't beat that team neither, because there is a Queenland to freeze my heroes, and then I would be able to do nothing. And maybe that team here could have beat that team in the bottom, because Nazil, if I can freeze space, and if I freeze space, then I can beat the entire team. But unfortunately, I wasn't lucky. That team was here, and I had a defeat, so I lost. And then, if you have a look to the finals, if I won that fight, I would face Bailey on the first turn of the final, so I would lost for sure. And here, as you can see, the big account here, I won the fight and I'm qualified here on the finals, and against the fail one more time, because on the previous competition I was also facing him and I lost, because he has great teams and he was the top player of the first championship. But that time is gonna be harder to beat him, because he has Lydia exclusive 5. I have Lydia exclusive 0 on that account, because it's a free-to-play account. Today I'm not spending on it, so I didn't spend to get Lydia on that account, and so probably I have a small chance to win, but still, who knows? With a bit of strategy and a huge amount of luck, maybe I can win, who knows? So, that was all for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If it's the case, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. See you in the next one. Have a nice day. Ciao.